Hello,
Hi, how are
can you
you?
hear me? I'm good. How's things?
Good, good.
Very good. Well, you're the only one on at the moment, but
Okay.
that's all right.
I wasn't sure if it was just an individual or more people were going to join or not. Yeah.
Nah, usually there's quite a few people on, but it's
Okay.
always it just varies between honestly how
Okay.
what people are wanting to do. So, but you should be able to see. Can you see a picture of yarn?
I can see it. Yep.
Excellent. Okay. What we'll do is I will get rid of that. And have you got the app in front of you? How do I say your name? Braulio?
Braulio. Yep.
Braulio.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Yeah, have the app open in front of you and we'll get going.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been kind of overwhelming for me so far,
has
but
it? Okay. Well, we'll definitely sort that out today, so don't worry.
okay.
Um, right. If you see, I don't think, let me just check. I'll just make sure that no one else is. Oh, what did I do then? Okay, just make sure that no one else. Oh God, I keep hitting that. Okay. If you notice that anyone else is trying to get in or anything like that, just let me know and
Okay.
we'll
If
go
I
from
see a
there.
message, nothing's coming up so far.
Okay,
So
cool. Okay, so let's go through. So, look, we're going to go through the program and definitely just getting set up, weekly views, daily views, making sure you can use the app and everything is set up correctly. I think, look, the first thing, Braulio, is that it's not a quick fix diet. The distinction between what we are and, say, a macro tracker and some of the other programs that's out there is, yes, you can look at, your macronutrients, your total energy requirements and the whatnot, but what we do differently is we know what type of exercise you're doing, so we can effectively tell you when to eat, when to fuel before, during, and after in order to maximize whatever your purpose is, whether that's high performance, health, losing body fat, feeling great. So,
okay.
first thing is consistency. We used to insist on a 90-day contract. We now don't do that. I mean, most people do sign up for quarterly anyway, just because it's better value. But um,
Mhm.
don't don't have like, oh, I'm failing sort of mentality. Okay, like everything, you've got to learn nutrition. Same as with exercise, you're learning how to swim, bike, run if you're a triathlete, if you're
Mhm.
running, if you're cycling. Like it's all just about consistency that brings the results. And that sort of plays into number two, which is the journey. It's not pass or fail, it's not perfection, just gradually improve. So it's building the habits over time that allow you to succeed. Okay. And we try and keep it simple by having like these traffic lights there. So you start to recognize when you need lower amounts of carbs or higher amounts of carbs based on, again, the intensity and the duration of session and also what your purpose is. Again, if you're trying to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain weight,
Okay.
and try and enjoy it. Okay, it's about food as much as anything. We don't eat macros. We don't eat calories per se. We eat food first and
Mhm.
foremost. So the more
Makes
you can
sense.
enjoy food, it's really important, and that plays into the last one, which is the mindset. And you'll hear that talk of know your why a lot, especially if you listen to the episode I recorded with Jan and Daniela Reef when we're out in Kona on the podcast. And he talked about, if you don't have your why and you're out running a marathon during an Ironman, then it becomes pretty lonely place. And so as long as you can go back to that why, that
Yeah.
helps. And often that why is based around long-term health, your family, your loved ones, and things like that. Um, it's really important to know which program are you on? Are you on autopilot or co-pilot?
Co-pilot. Yep.
Co-pilot. So you get access to us as coaches, which is great. So utilize that. Okay. I'm always
Mhm.
amazed when athletes are on the co-pilot program and they never ask a question. It's like that's
Yeah,
that's the point.
I think that's being me because I actually started in October, but I haven't had the time to actually start communicating because I got to do it. That's why I signed up again for this. Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Well, just like no question is stupid. Okay. No
Okay.
question's too small or too big. Just ask us the questions. Little things can make a big difference. Okay.
Yeah.
And look, the coaches are there to help you. Myself, I'm based in Sydney. Megan
registered dietitian. She's based in Utah. And then Dr. Alan McCubbin, he's based in Melbourne at Monash University, and he's a registered dietitian as well. And look, I know you're on Copilot, so utilize us. If you're really stuck, don't be afraid, the traditional sense of having a consultation if you really need it, because it
Hmm.
often can help you a lot. But they're the coaches. They look, main thing today, let's get you set up properly. Make sure you're training. Which one are you using? Are you using Training Peaks?
Yes, yes, I'm part
Okay.
of Purple Patch.
Perfect. Okay, so Maddie and the team are great. They do a lot of the work for you in terms of the session intensity and whatnot. So
Hmm.
all I've got to show you is how to set up the time of day. We can talk about that. Make sure everything's set up. In terms of when you use the app every day, you'll be asked about a daily wellness question. Definitely use that because that's important for yourself, just to track and make sure that you're feeling, good, and you're not, you're not trending down. You're either staying steady or you're going up in terms of energy and sleep and whatnot. If you are going to track your weight Monday and Friday, first thing in the morning after going to the toilet, and preferably naked, it's important. That's for um, a bit of accountability as much as anything, but also
Hmm.
keeping on track and making sure that we know what your latest weight is, because that's going to impact some of the energy requirements or prescription.
Okay, that
Week
makes sense.
one, have a look at what we're recommending and just compare. Just track are you using MyFitnessPal or are you going to use Scooter?
No, so I mean, I haven't been, that's, I think, maybe one of the challenging parts. I haven't,
Okay, I'll
I've
talk you
used
through
in the
that.
past my Fitness Pal like once. I think the other one that I use is Chronometer,
Yep.
as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll talk you through Scooter and we'll just do a live demo and you can use that. I think it's going to make your life a lot easier. And just compare. Look, week one, just log all your food. Maybe don't even try and hit. Okay, be aware if you're way over or way under. Obviously, try and get it close, but don't try and be too fastidious with it. Week
Okay.
two, let's identify where your issues are. Maybe it's really low protein. Maybe you're really high on fat. Maybe you're really low on carbs. Let's pick one of those and focus that, and then work on improving that in the first week or the second week, sorry. And then you just go from there. Have you read
Mhm.
the book Atomic Habits?
No, no, I have
Okay.
not.
Please purchase that book from Amazon. It's a great
Okay.
book by James Clear. Just buy the soft cover book. Don't buy it on Kindle. Buy the hard cover, like the actual book, because it's a good reference book just to flick through, read at night. It also serves a purpose. You read a book at night rather than using your computer or your phone,
Okay.
and that will help with sleep. And he'll talk about these stacking habits. So a really easy concept of stacking habits might be, um, you always brush your teeth at night. Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's say you had a blood test and let's say you're low on vitamin D. Your stacking the habit would be you brush your teeth and you take your vitamin D tablet. So the new habit is the taking the vitamin D supplement. The old habit is brushing your teeth. You know that every time you brush your teeth, you take your vitamin D supplement. So
Right.
something simple, like when you start doing simple things like that, you condition yourself to start to become
I'm
more
doing it.
regular and consistent.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so getting set up. If you have the app open in front of you, down the bottom, you'll see this navigation bar or nav bar. Click on the athlete,
Okay.
and
I'm
that will
there.
bring up, and then hit the little chevron or the little arrow next to your name, and that will bring up this screen on the left. Okay,
Okay. I can see that. Yep.
so we'll have what is your primary purpose?
So right now I think it's gonna be towards body composition. I think
Okay,
that's gonna be the main one. Uh and the other part is I'm vegan, so I know I gotta be conscious and making sure that, everything's adequate
yep,
as well.
okay. And training focus, is it off season?
Not for me. I'm actually running, which is why I'm doing this right now also, because in 2 weeks I'm running CIM, the California International Marathon, December
Okay,
8th. And then after that is when my off season will definitely start for sure. I'm doing like a
okay.
hybrid right now, but it's not completely off season.
Okay, I would say let's change your primary purpose to performance.
Okay.
Okay, and let's change your goal weight. I think realistically, let's change it to 82, and I'll do that for you now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's rerun your plan.
The reason I say performance is, and we try and highlight this in the onboarding. You can see instantly you've got a few more carbs. Your colors of your days just changed. You'll
Hmm.
see that they've gone to moderate carbohydrate days, and that's. I'm just going to bump up your protein a little bit.
That was one question that I had because that's actually a huge number for me. I'm not used to like I saw 150 and it's to me I normally don't eat I mean that much number. I think the most I do is like 110 something like that.
Yeah.
So
So we're going to work on trying to get that number up, and having a bit of extra carbs there would probably be beneficial as well. Have you had a DEXA scan?
about 4 years ago, I think.
Okay.
It's
See
been a
if you can
while.
get another one. See if you can get another one. Body composition and bone mineral density. It'd be really interesting to compare from 4 years ago as well.
Hmm.
Um, but I would certainly recommend, look, if you're going to dive into this now, set a baseline
Okay.
and just, get yourself set up so that we can assess how you progress with the appropriate training and nutrition and whatnot.
Okay. And that's for me, right? You don't actually need to see the DEXA or anything like that, right?
Yeah, look, it's always interesting. I mean, it's ultimately for you. If you wanted us to go through it in detail and sort of report it, then it would probably be a consultation with one of the team. And if you were going to do that, I would recommend getting the blood test done that we recommend. And being a vegan athlete, I would certainly recommend those blood tests we recommended because we'd want us to look at, say, your iron status, your B12 status, folate, a few other things like that, and just make sure that they're all in line.
Okay. Are you aligned with the what's the other the blood test that's done
Like Inside Tracker.
like Inside Tracker? Is that the one you recommend? Are
Yeah,
you aligned
Inside
with that?
Tracker, look, you don't need to get them to do the test. We do
Yeah.
recommend that you can upload the results into Inside Tracker. If you do that, have you got an Inside Tracker account?
Yeah, I do. And
Okay, so
so I've
we
done
can
it
add
and
that.
every year I get like I would do what I do is I get the list of things and then I go to my doctor and he just
Perfect.
prescribes everything.
So if you could get the list, so we sent you a list of blood tests to get in the first email or second email. If you could look at that, and if you got any questions, just email me
Okay.
back. But certainly your full iron panel, red blood cell magnesium, your complete blood count, things like your ApoB and
Yeah.
LP little a, which
I
are
got all of those last Friday. So yeah,
cool.
it's very current.
Okay, so I can actually add you to um, like our coaching panel on oh, you might be on, are you on Maddie's? You might be on Matt's at the moment. It's all right, we can usually sort it out. But if you were going to look, if you're going to get a DEXA scan, you've got all your blood tests and you wanted to go through all that, then yeah, I would, you could book a consultation and go through all that and then that would help sort of direct you like the specifics around is there any particular nutrition strategies you need to do to work on. And given that you're a vegan athlete, it's highly likely that you'll need a little bit more sort of not hand holding, but certainly advice around how to structure your nutrition,
Hmm.
correctly to hit things like your protein targets and not go too far over on your carbohydrates and whatnot.
I think that's the major one for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
no, that's fine. So we've updated that. Here you can track your weight. So I can see in your account, I've got your weight there. So you've actually gained a little bit of weight since October 1st. So obviously we want to try and lose a little bit of weight. So we need to work on that. You haven't done any sweat tests yet. Like, I would certainly recommend doing some sweat tests for your marathon and just starting from,
I haven't put the numbers, but I actually had one. I went to the San Francisco location
okay,
with
the
Brad.
precision
I did it with
hydration.
Brad with the precision hydration. I don't know about a month ago.
Yeah, so that will give you a measure of sweat sodium. What we
Hmm.
need you to do is what we call sweat rate tests. So this is where you weigh yourself before a session, say before a run, and
Yeah,
then
I have not
after a
done
run,
that.
weigh
Yeah.
yourself. So all you
Hmm.
need is a set of bathroom scales. I'll talk to you about that in a minute,
Okay.
and go through there. So you can do your carb tests as well. What is your fueling that you're planning on doing in the run, and how is that going? You want to be recording that. And
Hmm.
then any upcoming races, which you've got, I can see you've got the CIM in there, which is great.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why the app says that is December 31st, but in Training Peaks, it's actually December 8th. So for some
Hmm.
reason, I don't know how to align that.
Maybe just, that's really odd. Maybe delete it and then just enter the event again and see. I mean, ultimately, look, this one is for the countdown timer until the race. The one
Okay.
in Training Peaks is what we use to actually align for the race.
Okay, good. Okay,
Okay.
makes sense.
In the top, in that screen on the left, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see the cog. If you need to hit your settings, hit that, and then the screen on the right will appear. This is where you do things like you can look at frequently asked questions. If your plan stops working, go to this section, tap on Update Training Program Integration, and that's where you'll reconnect your plan, say to Training Peaks, and then rerun it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, in terms of updating your plan, so down the bottom, you'll hit Plan, and that will bring up this screen on the left. You can see with you, you didn't log anything last week. That's fine. You can see that
No,
there's been a slight reduction in total calories. The daily average calories at the moment, because we changed your plan around, it's not a huge difference. And you've got a slight difference in training hours this week. So that's just to give you a little bit of insight into how the week on week changes. So if we look now, if you were to hit the now button, that takes you to the current point in time. If you hit update my plan, it will bring up this screen on the right on my screen. So
oh
it'll
yeah,
bring up
yeah,
the
yeah.
screen, update this week or create next week. Before you do that, before you create next week, you've got one set roughly, you do a couple of bricks and things like that and multi sessions like on Friday. So do you do everything in the morning?
I normally do everything in the morning.
Okay.
Yep,
And I can see on Friday you're doing your strength at 6:30 and you're doing your run at 7:30. Is that correct?
that is correct. Yep.
Okay, so you've already got the time. You understand how to do the time. The session intensity is taken care of by Purple Patch,
Yeah,
and the
because
session
I'm
duration
actually
is.
tapering right now for the that's I think my taper starts actually on Friday or Thursday of this
Okay,
week for the
cool.
marathon. Yep.
Okay. So it looks like everything in your plan is actually done. So all you need to make sure is the session start times are inputted correctly.
Okay.
Purple Patch will take care of the rest. They'll take care of the intensity and the duration. So that's easy.
Okay.
Okay. And if you only have one session per day and you always train before 7 o'clock in the morning, you actually don't even need to worry about the session time.
Okay. And let me ask you something. When you say about the intensity, is it the RPE, the one that you guys
Yep, yep.
take into account or?
No, we take into it. Look, it's based on what the coach says. If the coach says it's lower intensity, so zone 2 or zone 1,
Okay.
is going to be a close bracket 2. If it's race pace or above or higher intensity or requires higher carb fueling, it's going to be a 3.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So the colors of the carbs, do you understand these?
I
A
haven't
little
paid
bit?
much
Okay.
attention, but yeah, a little
That's all
bit.
right. So the screen on the left, the color of the day relates to the carb amount relative to your body weight. So grams per kilo body weight is how the color of the day is created. So a red day is a lower carbohydrate day, less than 1.8 grams per kilo body weight. A yellow day is 1.8 to 4 grams per kilo body weight. And a green day is more than 4 grams per kilo body weight or a higher carbohydrate day. Okay.
Mhm.
The screen on the right, this is the color of the meal. The color of the meal is a target 4 grams of carbohydrates. So a red meal is a lower carbohydrate meal with a target of around 30 grams of carbs. A yellow meal is around 50 grams of carbs or considered a moderate carb meal. And a green meal is around a 100-gram target, and that's considered a higher carbohydrate meal. So when
Okay.
you look at the day, you'll look at, okay, if it's red, you know it's a lower carbohydrate day. If you look at the day and it's yellow, you go, it's a moderate amount of carbs. And if you see a green day, you're like, excellent, I get to eat a lot of carbs. When
Mhm.
you look at the meals, you see red, you go, okay, it's a small amount of carbs. When you see yellow, you go, okay, it's a moderate amount of carbs. And the way I think about red meals are generally you're thinking as a main meal, lots of vegetables, lots of salad. A yellow meal is salad and vegetables with maybe some extra carbs layered in, so maybe some bread, a little bit of rice, some grains.
Mhm.
If you see green, again, if as long as session intensity before or after isn't playing a role or a race, you're thinking vegetables and salad with a lot more carbohydrates laid in. So rather than one piece of bread, you might be having two. Instead of half a cup of rice, you might be having a cup of rice, and so on. Okay.
Okay.
That's how I tend to think about the meals. And I think it's so the base is always lots of leafy greens and vegetables because you want to increase that fiber intake. And then you're just layering on the amounts of carbohydrates into that. Okay.
Okay. And I'm assuming all of those with a higher amount of protein.
And then the protein, so you can see in each day, we lay out the total amount of protein, the total amount of fat, and the total amount of carbohydrates in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the individual meals, we'll give you a target for the amount of protein, fat, and carbohydrates in each meal and
Okay.
snack.
But
Okay.
here in the app, I see the picture in the left, but I don't see like individual
On the right.
meals.
Okay, so I'm going to talk you through that and
Okay.
I'll show you how to get to that visual. Okay, so here's the daily view. So when you tap on Monday for me.
I'm on Monday today. Yeah.
Okay, yep. Okay, so let's start at the top. See where it says daily macros logged?
Mm-hmm.
Tap on that. Now it will show you target. Now tap on it again, and that will show you remaining. Can you see
Okay.
that?
Yeah, in my case, it's the same because I haven't.
Because you haven't logged anything. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's fine. Now, moving down, tap on snack one,
Okay.
and that will take you to a food logging area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tap the top left arrow to go back.
All right.
Okay, tap on the strength session.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, don't tap on tap on the strength session, and that allows you to edit if you want to edit. Okay.
I can see that training peaks or edit session. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So if you wanted to go to Training Peaks to see what the strength session is, you could tap on Training Peaks. If you want to edit the session in terms of you can't do it this morning and you need to do it later in the day, you could edit that.
Edit the
Okay.
time from here. Okay.
Yep. If the session has passed, you cannot edit in Fuelin. You have to edit within Training Peaks.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and this one I decided not to do it just because I did like a 3-hour run yesterday, so I'm not.
Cool.
Mhm.
Okay. The bottom left-hand corner, you see those two little arrows?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Tap on those.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay. So you might prefer to look at it in this view. You might prefer the open view. The open view gives you information around meal timing, suggestions on what to include in the meal, and things like that. The closed view is obviously nice and tight and gives you a good overview of the entire day. So you can flick between the two. Okay.
Okay.
Tap on the plus button in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That will bring up a menu. So this is where if you don't enter your weight or you want to track specific macros, or you'll also see the option to enter a sweat and carb test.
Okay.
And we'll come to that in a minute, but that's where that plus button comes into it, okay?
Okay. And just one question that I had before. So when you're talking about the daily well-being, it's just like overall, right? How am I feeling overall?
Yep.
Right.
So when you wake up in the morning, how are you feeling? How's your mood? How's your energy? How was the sleep last night? And it's
Okay.
just your rate. It's just your personal subjective rating.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Really important. Your daily macros target at the top, when you look at daily macros target, when you tap on that, that does not include your in-session fueling. Okay, so it's just the meals. It's not including the session fueling if you have some. Okay,
Not
so
even hydration.
You can include hydration as long as it doesn't have calories in it.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
but
it's
those
actually
if
it's
you're
not even part of the macros, so yeah, that makes sense.
if you're drinking the calories and that's part of your snack or your main meals, then yes, log it. But if it's not and it's part of the session, you would log it in the session.
Okay.
Okay, tracking meals. So this is important for you. So as I said, if you let's tap on breakfast this morning. Yeah.
Breakfast. Okay.
Okay. Tap the microphone
Microphone.
where it says, "What did you eat?" And it says, "I ate 3 eggs and 2 slices of toast." Can you see that? There's a little microphone and a barcode scanner next to it.
Oh, I see the microphone. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tap on the microphone and just tell it what you had this morning for breakfast. Literally.
And that breakfast is after whatever I did, right? That's
Whatever
the
you
way
had for breakfast this morning.
Okay, I can say. Do I need to hold on? Just
Tap the microphone.
okay. I can see it. I had to give permission. Oh, okay. Let's see. I had a protein shake. Should I actually specify every single thing that I put on the protein shake?
Yeah, you can. So you could say 1 scoop of whey protein isolate with 200 milliliters of whole milk and half a banana and a cup of berries, if that's what you had. Just literally press the microphone and tell it exactly what you had.
Okay. I don't remember exactly, but let's give it a
Give it a
try.
shot.
So I had a protein shake with 30 grams of Vega protein and pear, kiwi, and half a banana. That's it.
And then hit the send. Let's see what it comes back with.
Send. Where's the send button?
Next to the micro. So you'll do it. Well, it will do it. I think you've just logged it actually.
It says logged. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. Okay, so um, let me have a look. Where is it? Here we
I
go.
actually forgot to
So
say that I had soy milk as well, but yeah, well, okay, whatever.
okay,
That's
so
fine.
you see, so here, so it's logged a couple of things because you sort of were a little bit stunted in the description. It got
Did
a
it
little bit
separately.
confused. So we'll delete that. So it put in the 30 grams of protein powder, which is good, the cup of milk. So what you then want to say is, what did you have? You had 1 kiwi fruit and half a banana. There you go. Can you see that?
Do you want me to say it?
No, I've done it. Can you see that? Can you see
Can
in your log?
I see it. Hold on. Oh, recent. Right now I see half piece of banana and one piece of kiwi fruit. Yep.
Yeah, and you see under logged food where it says logged food.
I see it with the plus sign where it says recent, but I don't see it. Let me see if I have to
Just,
refresh.
just go to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So have a look at the top, and it says there's log food or recipes.
Mm-hmm.
Under the log food, it should have logged, half a piece of banana, 1 piece of kiwi fruit, 30 grams of vegan protein, and 1 cup of milk. Can you
I
see
can
that?
see it. I can see it.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the more specific you are, now you can favorite those items at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you now say, what you can now do if you really want to get sort of save time, if that's your regular shake, Braulio,
Yep.
what
It
you
is.
can
Yep.
then
Mm-hmm.
do is look at that and go, okay, I know it has 35 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, and 36 grams of carbs. What you can do is create a shake with that. So you could call it, you know, shake morning shake one, and then just go, you could tell Scooter morning shake one, protein 35, fat 6, carbs 36. It will log those exact macros. You then favorite morning shake one. And then every time you have morning shake one, just hit that under recents or favorites.
Okay. I think
And that
that's
will
a
save
lot
you.
better than actually going to my fitness pal. It's better to
Correct.
do it here.
So much
Sure.
quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So all you need to do is create the initial recipe and see what everything in it adds up to. And then the next time, just log it as a favorite recipe. Just
Okay.
remember the values. Okay. So that's, there is a barcode scanner there next to the microphone.
Um, Hold on, because he actually took me out of the. How do I
So
edit
tap on
again? Or
breakfast, tap on breakfast.
I tap, but it's actually just expanding the.
No, you're tapping on the wrong so tap on breakfast, not the
Oh,
so
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unexpand. Go to the expanded version.
I'm there. I'm there. Yeah, I took.
Okay. Yeah. Go to the expanded version, tap on breakfast. Okay. And then you're in breakfast. Okay. Can you see the barcode scanner?
I can see it. Yep.
Okay, good. You can use that to scan anything as well.
So like the protein powder, just
Yep, you could
scan
scan
that.
that and it will just log that as what number serves.
Okay.
Okay. Next to the log food, okay, it's got recipes.
Recipes. I can see that. Yep.
You can tap on those. These will be based on as close to the macros that we can get you in terms of the size of the meal will be a small, medium, or large based on the protein serving. And then the color of the meal will be whatever meal you're logging. So in this case, you're logging a red breakfast. They'll all be red amounts of carbohydrates, i.e. lower amounts of carbohydrates.
Okay.
Okay. You can tap on the actual name of it and it will bring up the full recipe card with the servings, the ingredients, the instructions, and you can favorite that or you can log it by hitting the plus button.
Okay. I can see that. Perfect.
Okay. You can
Yeah,
also,
this
let's
is
go
easy.
back. You can swipe left, just swipe left from the left-hand side, left to right, and that will take you back to the home screen.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Now you see in the, let's go down to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the little circle in the top right-hand corner?
Which little circle?
In lunch. Go to lunch.
Mm-hmm. I'm here.
Can you see the little circle in the top right-hand corner of lunch? There's a little circle in the right-hand corner of lunch.
Where it says the 395 calories or?
No, no, no. So go to the lunch
Oh,
card.
okay.
Can you
Mm-hmm.
see lunch? It says aim to
Yeah,
include
yeah.
2/5 of, okay, can you see the little circle?
I see the circle, the black circle, you mean, right?
Yep, the little circle. Tap on that. Now that will log the exact, so that will log those exact macros
Mm-hmm.
if you do that. So tap up the top, go to daily macros logged. Just tap on that bar up the top until it comes to daily macros logged. Can you see that?
Okay, so where it says logged. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Untick the lunch
And take the lunch. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it went
and you
down to
see the
35
macros
or whatever.
change.
Mm-hmm.
Now tick the lunch
Okay.
and it adds 35, 15, 30 to what you've
Mm-hmm.
done.
I can
Now,
see.
if you know what you're eating and those macros are roughly, or you know they're exact to what we're prescribing for lunch, you can use the ticking method. I
Okay.
wouldn't recommend that at this point in time. That's for those who have regular meals, they're very comfortable with nutrition. I would suggest to you that you would tap on lunch and go through the logging process, talking to Scooter and
Yeah.
barcode scanning and things.
Yeah.
If you tick it and then you log, the logging overrides the ticking. You can tick some meals in the day, you can log some meals. It's really up to you how you want to use it. Okay.
Okay.
But for the
Sounds
time
good.
being, I'd say use the tracking method.
Yeah. The way that I like to use Chronometer in the past was actually to create my own recipes, and then it's pretty easy to just track the
Correct.
recipe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can literally create your own recipe. If you've got all those recipes set up in Chronometer, just look at the protein, fat, and carbohydrate amounts and just talk to Scooter and just say, Caesar salad, chicken salad, protein 20, or well, not for you, vegan. Do
Yeah, that's fine.
vegan Caesar salad, P20, F15, C50, and it will track those macros. Okay.
Okay.
Sweat and carb tests. So if we go to, when have you got a session? Tomorrow. Look at
Tomorrow
Tuesday.
I have two. Yep.
So look at
Mhm,
Tuesdays.
mhm.
Can you see in the cell where it says for bike, log sweat rate, and carb capacity data?
Mhm.
Okay, so that means, so when you're reviewing this on Monday night, you're going, okay, they want me to do a sweat test and carb capacity. So in the morning, you're going to weigh yourself before the session after you've eaten your last sort of bit of food. So you're recommended a snack in the morning, piece of
Mhm.
toast probably with some almond butter or something like that.
That's what I normally do before the sessions.
Cool.
Yep. Mhm.
Perfect. So you have that, then weigh yourself. After the session, you're going to weigh yourself, hit the plus button. So tap on the plus button.
Um, okay, hold on just 1 second. So I needed to go. I'm on the session. I see bike right here. Right.
Yep.
So
So see how it says log sweat rate and carb capacity data.
if I hit the plus sign,
Now, no, no, no. See in the cell, I'm looking at it says bike,
hmm
standing and climbing V2. Can you see
correct. I'm
that?
seeing that.
Okay.
Yep. Hmm.
Now down the bottom of that card, above the numbers, above 7 o'clock in the morning,
Oh, log.
it
Yep. I
says
see.
log sweat rate. So if you see on the screen on the computer, see how I've got that box around?
I see that.
Okay. So once you see that, you go, I've got to log my sweat rate and carb capacity data. Hit the plus button
Okay.
after you've weighed yourself, hit the sweat carb test, and then follow the prompts. And
Okay.
then
I see.
That will bring up this screen on the right. This is on the screen that you're on the computer, and you'll see on your phone, the screen on the right. You just follow the prompts. Okay, it's a bike session. It was this many, and split up. Tomorrow you've got a bike, then a run. You would weigh yourself before the bike, after the bike, and after the run, and you'd use and log 2 separate sessions. Okay.
Okay. And then the overall intensity, is it my intensity or is it coming from the
No,
session
what they're
itself?
saying here, they're saying 3. They're saying it's a 3. So you log it as a zone 3 or
Okay.
above.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The goal here, look, the more sessions you can log your sweat rate and your carb intake, the better we understand what you're possible to do.
Okay.
Okay. Minimum of 10 is what we're after.
All right.
Okay. Updating your training session, as we saw before, if you tap on the, let's say tomorrow, you're like, I can't do that. You would tap on the bike session. It either says training peaks or edit session. If you wanted to edit the session in advance and move it to later in the day or another day of the week, you hit edit session. It brings up the screen on the right. You just follow the prompts and move it wherever you want.
Okay.
And
Makes
that will
sense.
update in training peaks as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see a lot of your plan has been updated all the time. So yeah, I see it.
Cool. Races, you said, I think you've already got the race in there. You just tap on, look, I would do it on the desktop. You obviously create, you know how to create an event. So it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
The main thing is make sure that the name of the event is in there. So California International Marathon is in Training Peaks. It says marathon in there. Select goals. So you see the screen on the right, it's got
Right.
event goals. Click on that, add the distance. So the full distance, 42.2 Ks or whatever it is in 26.1 or 26.2
I don't know.
miles.
It's 42 kilometers for me.
Yeah,
I'm from Costa
kilometers.
Rica, so
Cool. Okay, so put that, and then put in your duration that you expect to take. Okay. Do you know what time of day it is, the race?
7 a.m. Yep, starts 7 a.m.
Okay,
It's not a big wait like the bigger marathon, so it's
Okay.
probably for 7:15. That's when I'm starting
Cool.
normally.
So that's good. You can actually within Fuelin now update the start time of the race. You can't do that in Training Peaks, but if you actually want to put the specific start time in, you can.
Okay.
Down the bottom, some other features. Chat, really important for you. Use it. Okay.
Okay.
You're on Copilot, so don't be afraid. If you do
This
want to
is
book,
this is just between me and the coaches?
this is me and you and Megan.
Okay.
Okay. If you do want to book a call at any time, the button up the top, you just hit that and you can go through book a call.
Okay.
The screen on the right is my screen or a coach's screen. It just gives you an indication. The little red dots are badges for us.
Okay.
So the fuel section down the bottom, if you tap on that, it'll bring up recipes, but it'll also bring up this fuel hydration supplements. Have you taken advantage? Do you order your supplements through the feed?
Through the feed? No, not through the feed. No,
Okay.
I was doing the precision hydration. I ordered directly through them,
Directly.
and
So
yep.
our link goes directly from To Precision's website. I think it gives you 20% off.
Okay.
So if you want to use it through here, it gives you 20% off. If you want to use the feed, they give you a $25 credit because you're Copilot.
Okay.
They give you a $25 credit to start every quarter. So $100 for the year, and they give you a free personalized water bottle if you want it. So it's up to you, but
All right.
it is there if you want to take advantage of that.
The discount. Yeah, makes sense.
Exactly. So we've gone through setting up. I think you understand how to do that now. You understand the colors of the day, the colors of the meals, how to log your food, the daily wellness tracker for yourself. And who's your coach? Is it Brad?
Pretty much that's what my one-on-ones are with him. Yep.
Okay. So like, tell him how you're trending with your daily wellness. Just say
Okay.
like, hey man, like my wellness is actually really good. Like, when I'm looking at it on Fuelin, I know everything's trending in the right direction. Your weight, Monday, Friday, let's look at that. Obviously, as you come into race week, we won't be trying to lose weight. You'll be put on a maintenance plan at that point in time. So you'll probably see more fuel during race week. Let's start tracking. Let's comparing. Just talk to Scooter, be specific. You'll get more fluid with it as you go. gets easier and easier, and you get more comfortable, and you'll have regular things that you save in favorites and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I think, look, let's do as many sweat and carb tests as you can between now and then. I think, and even in your off
Yeah.
season, really start nailing that, because what you practice in training ultimately becomes your, your race fueling plan.
And that changes, I guess, during the time of the year, right? If
Correct.
it's hotter, or if it's like right now, which is winter here.
Yep. Yep. So it's cool. It's going to be cool weather racing. You've got to understand what your hydration needs are in cool weather and so on.
Yeah, I did
Um,
my test with them just because I wanted, but I think without these tests, then it's not really valuable, I think, because I'm
okay.
one of those which I mean, it's always valuable, but it will be more valuable if I do the measurements every day, because
Look,
I'm not a big
so
sweater,
yeah.
but
What
I
was your
lose
sodium amount?
like 1100.
Yeah, but even then, you start with 40 to 50% of that value. So it's roughly
Hmm
500 milligrams of sodium. It's not a huge amount per liter.
Yeah.
So, and if it's more, look, your hydration status and the way it impacts you is going to be more impacted by total body water. So the
hmm
amount of fluid you take in is going to have a bigger determinant on your hydration status than, say,
Okay.
your sodium consumption. So keep that in mind. If you're not a big sweater, you don't need to necessarily drink a lot. You don't need to necessarily take in a lot of sodium either.
Exactly. I actually see that I lose a lot of like salt. I see a lot of salt on my kid or my legs, but I
Hmm.
don't see. It's not like if I do a bike, workout. I don't see like water like at
Puddles,
the
puddles,
bottom.
yeah.
So I don't see
And
puddles.
your kidneys are very efficient. Like if you are losing sodium during sweat, then it will conserve sodium excretion in, say, your urine after that session.
Hmm
The only advantage, well, not the only advantage, the advantage of taking in some sodium is that you will probably replenish your net sodium losses faster.
hmm
And that could be
Yeah.
important if you're exercising the next day and you need to be optimally hydrated, for subsequent sessions. And you need to make sure that your blood plasma volume and that. But generally speaking, look, you will rebalance within 24 to 36 hours anyway.
Okay.
So over consuming sodium probably has more harm than good for majority of people,
Okay. Okay. That makes
especially
sense.
when you're exercising to try and like improve health, which is one of the benefits of that is lowering blood pressure. We know that too much sodium in your diet or salt can have obviously the negative impact on blood pressure. So,
Hmm
being mindful of sodium intake, and we do consume a lot of sodium in our general diet, that
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of the time, for a lot of people, probably excessive sodium consumption is not required.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Um, there's co-pilot Q&A sessions if you can join them.
Yeah, for this
We'll
week,
do.
actually, I joined this one and also I joined
Cool.
the one for Wednesday, just in case.
Yeah,
Maybe
cool.
between now and then I have other questions, so
Maybe you
I'll
look
do
and
it.
just listen. You just listen to everyone else who's on the
Hmm
call, like it's good. And then obviously if you follow us on Instagram, do that and join the Facebook group. The Facebook group's really good for like if you got general questions about things or you want to share recipes or ideas. If you got specific questions for the coaches, definitely ask it in Fuelin.
Okay, yeah, because I took a break from social media like 2 years ago, so I don't have
It's
Facebook
a good
or
idea.
or Instagram.
I don't
So
blame you. I don't blame you. So
the only other
um
question, and I think I mentioned it initially, was because I listen to different podcasts and all that. So my about protein intake, right? Because I see the numbers to me. I mean, actually, that's a really high number. So
yeah.
because I mean, I've heard that also can cause like too much protein can cause a lot of stress to your body. So
Ah,
um,
I look, recently there's been a little bit of hoo-ha about that. I wrote an article. You can read the article on our
mhm,
website about is too much protein bad for you, because there was a couple of renal specialists saying that potentially it is, and there's absolutely no research to support that claim at this point in time.
okay,
Now, the studies are probably limited to 1 to 2 year follow-ups for high protein intake up to 3 grams per kilo body weight with no damage done. So
okay,
I'm not going to say that it couldn't. However, based on the current research, it certainly doesn't
okay.
support that notion of renal damage. Your kidneys are extremely efficient. Okay.
mhm,
What we do know is that exercising individuals, and in particular plant based athletes, typically will underconsume the amount of protein that's going to be beneficial for them to maximize their health and performance.
Okay. And I can tell you that one thing that I've been struggling with is because I actually have been always very precautionary about the intake of protein. But one thing that's happened is for me, even though I train sometimes 10, 12 hours per week, many weeks, it's hard for me to lose belly fat.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, I talked to a nutritionist and she said, oh, maybe your body needs more protein. And basically that's why it's just holding fat just because it doesn't feel like you're getting everything that you need.
Look, fat loss is a calorie game, 100%. You being on a vegan diet, more often than not, you're going to consume more fat and more carbohydrates. As a
Mhm.
result of consuming more fat and carbohydrates, which are easy to consume,
Mhm.
total calories are going to be higher.
Mhm.
And that's where most plant-based athletes get it wrong,
Yeah.
is that
Because we
they
try to
just
compensate with that.
correct. You compensate. And in order to get protein, you have to eat quite a lot of carby products.
Mhm.
So then you've got to control your portions and be very strategic about what protein sources you're using. So
Right.
a good quality plant protein is really important, and that needs to be a tri-blend protein powder. So it should contain more than one source of plant protein. So it should have
Mhm.
something like soy, brown rice, pumpkin, faba bean,
Yeah. I
pumpkin.
normally use Vega because I think they only have pea protein. I'm not sure. I gotta double
Have a
check. I don't
look
know.
at in the app. Have a look. And True Protein is the company we recommend. It is an Australian-based company.
Mhm.
They have Black Sale Friday at the moment. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. I'm pretty sure if you order 2 bags and a bag of creatine, you will get free shipping to America. It's by their plant protein is a tri-blend. It's by far the best tasting plant
Okay.
protein I've tried.
What's the name of
Get
the
the
company again? You said True.
trueprotein.com.au. If you just click on, so if you go to Fuel in the app and then click on the supplements, then you'll see I don't think the plant one works, the link, but you can just click on the animal one if you want.
True and go to buy.
Yeah, go to buy and then edit the basket. Just remove things from the basket that you don't want. Change over the whey protein to
You're right.
plant protein.
It didn't work. Okay.
Yeah, click on the omnivore one.
Hmm.
Remove the WPI 90, replace it with the plant protein. They do a good plant protein bar. The other thing, as a vegan athlete, you should be taking is creatine monohydrate.
Okay. I see creatinine mono,
Yeah.
glutamine.
Don't
There's a
wait,
few.
remove the glutamine. Remove the glutamine. What else is in there?
How do I remove stuff from here?
Go down to the bottom, I think, and edit basket or continue shopping or something like that. I
Check
can't remember actually. I need to.
part. Okay.
Um,
Okay, I can see. Yeah,
yeah,
remove
yeah.
glutamine.
Remove what else is in there. So I think the pancakes aren't vegan.
There's creatinine mono, there's the WP 190. I don't know.
Remove that. Replace that with a plant protein of your choice.
Mhm.
I would get vanilla and chocolate.
And then the protein mousse or
Get rid
something.
of that's a collagen-based mousse, which wouldn't be vegan. So remove that.
And there's the WPI sample box.
Get rid of that. I don't think they do a plant-based box.
And then there's a hot chocolate.
I
Yeah.
think the hot chocolate is collagen based, which comes from hides, so you can't have that either. Unfortunately, it's very good.
Yeah.
um, and
Well,
then
okay, it says spend 67 or more to get free shipping. I'm not sure if that counts for the US, but
yeah,
maybe.
have a look through their
Okay, yeah,
site.
I'll take
You
a
can
look.
have a
Yeah.
look. Have a look. They've got a Black Friday sale at the moment, so it's pretty good value actually.
Okay, so the most important thing is what you said. It's a
Look,
tri-base that
a
has
good
a
a good look. Vega, yeah, Garden of Life is all right as well
Mhm.
as a product in Canada and America. I remember.
Mhm.
Um, Look, the other thing you've got to be looking at, you've got to be using tofu,
Yep,
firm
I
and
do.
silken,
Hmm.
seitan. Do you ever eat seitan?
I don't know what that is.
Seitan. It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But it's a fermented, it's a form of soy. So it's like a fake meat type product.
Okay.
And then the other one is tempeh.
Tempeh. Okay.
Tempeh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
tempeh, yeah. Seitan, never, but tofu and
have a look at
tempeh, yeah, for sure.
Seitan.
And then
Look,
once in a while, I
then
do
beans.
the substitute meats, just
Yeah,
but
I mean, look,
that's
you make sure you look at the quality of them. Some of them are terrible. They
yeah.
contain a heap of vegetable oils and preservatives and that. Look, for
Yeah, the only one
those,
I've been trying is the Beyond. They started to do it with avocado oil, so that's the
okay,
one I
that's
get.
better.
But
That's good
mhm.
because they were using a vegetable oil, I
They were
think, at
using
one
it, or
point.
coconut as well, I think, or
Yeah,
something like
which
that.
is
So,
just crap.
mm.
Unfortunately, well, similar to, I guess, animal products, the more you pay, the better the quality, and it's no
Yeah,
truer than with that. Beans, so black beans, faba beans, white beans, navy
yeah.
beans, like red kidney
Chickpeas.
beans, use
Yeah.
those.
Hmm.
Chickpeas are higher in carbs. There is a list of like products that you can look in the PDF that we sent you in the first
Hmm.
email about carby
Yep.
proteins and things. Um, yeah, look, obviously yogurts, dairy-free yogurts are good options, and then stirring in, say, a scoop or a half scoop of the plant protein into that. So if you've got a vanilla protein powder, stir that into your non-dairy yogurt. That can increase the protein content. Let's say you're having a cereal, say Weetabix, like what do you call it, like a shredded wheat biscuit or something like
Hmm.
that. You could then mix a scoop of your plant protein into the milk and then use that over it. So suddenly it goes from being a very high carbohydrate cereal to actually a high amount of protein with that carbohydrates just by the addition of the extra protein milk.
Okay. I do
Um,
that for the overnight oats, which I like.
cool.
That's what I do for when I
But
do a longer session. So I have a
yep.
better breakfast before I do, and I put protein
So
on the
so you
overnight
can do
oats.
a very quick version just by adding a protein milk over cereal rather
Mhm.
than buying a high protein cereal, which won't be high protein. It will probably contain 8 grams of
That's a
protein.
good idea.
You're
Hmm.
better off adding your own really good quality protein milk to an existing cereal, which might be topped with some extra yogurt and things like that.
Okay.
Um, look, vegan diet's tough. It
I
is
know, I
tough.
know. It requires more work, pretty much. Yeah.
You've definitely got to be working. Are you open to pescatarian or just
No,
none?
not at
No.
all. No, no.
Okay. So that's fine. So just look, go from there, be conscious, start tracking. Let's see what your protein is, and then we just adjust. You will have to have bigger portions of things like tofu, the tempeh, and the seitan, and that's fine.
Okay.
You just need to eat more of those foods predominantly, and
Hmm.
just manage that.
Yeah, I actually haven't measured exactly what's my protein intake per day. So, but I'll start doing it and see what the number it's. I think it's probably around the 110, 120.
Okay.
That's
So
my
let's
guess.
boost it up. It'll have a big impact on your satiation. Okay.
All right.
It will have a big impact on then you reaching for fatty foods and carbohydrate containing foods. And
Mm.
that's probably the magic of it. It just creates that level of fullness, which then stops you from then. There's nothing wrong with carbs, there's nothing wrong with fat. It's
Right.
just it will reduce the tendency to reach for them more and eat more of them, which ultimately reduces your total calorie intake.
All
And
right.
that's really the secret.
Okay. And let me ask you one question, because at the beginning you changed mine to performance, right, on the
Yeah.
settings.
Yeah.
So after the marathon, should I change that back?
Keep it on that for the time being.
Okay.
I prefer the macro settings on that, and as long as your body weight, your goal body weight is less than your current weight, we will push you into a calorie deficit unless it's race week.
Okay.
Okay.
And you've set 80, you moved it to 82 because you
Yeah, I
said
moved
it
it just 80. Let's just try and drop 3 kilos in the short term.
in a short term.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, because
yeah,
that's my
and then
long term. My long
once you
term.
get to
Mhm.
81 or 82, you have that week, refeed, enjoy the calories, and then reset it maybe down to 79 or 78, and then you target that again. So sort of 3 kilo chunks is good.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, mate. Well, it was like a private consultation, so you're lucky.
I know. Yeah, I was lucky. Yeah, and
So
I
there
really
you go.
appreciate it. Thank you very much, because I
Nah,
was completely overwhelmed at the beginning, but I think I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
more secure now, more safe.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you. Have a good day
Thanks,
then.
mate. I'll speak to you
All
soon.
right. Bye.
Bye.